Hello, everybody. It was announced last week that Nicholas Hitchin had died. He's best known for being one of the 14 participants in the series of programs that started in 1964 called 7 Up, and then 14 Up, and then 21 Up. This group was interviewed at 7-year intervals over most of their lives up until the last one was shown in 2019. Not all of them participated in all of the programs, but you got a picture of how these lives, these 14 lives, developed. And it's a fascinating series of programs designed initially, I think, to show that your background, your class background, your social background was going to be really influential in what you eventually did with your life. I'm not sure that's proven. Much more obvious is the way the men professionally are much more successful than the women, which hopefully has changed and improved over the years since 1964. But what's painfully obvious is that how happy you are doesn't depend on your background, but much more on what you make of your background. The public school people, Andrew, Charles, John, and Bruce, who were going to expensive public schools in 1964. Some of them were happy, some weren't. Bruce was happy. He wanted to be a missionary in 1964 at the age of 7, and in fact it ended up being a teacher, but certainly spent part of his life working in East End and in Bangladesh. The happiness of Simon and Paul might have been suspicious because they came from broken homes, but both of them made the best of their opportunities and were reasonably happy. Whereas Neil, who seemed to be cheerful and untroubled in one of the early programs, went through a very difficult stage, working on construction sites and being unemployed and homeless, and eventually finding his purpose in life by being a Liberal Democrat councillor and general election candidate. It was just fascinating seeing the way each of them coped with what life threw at them and how they struggled sometimes with illness and with professional setbacks and with marriage breakdown. And today I just want to celebrate how different we all are, how each of us somehow develop uniquely because of our own decisions, because of the ways in which we are brought up and the experiences we have. Each of us has a uniquely different life from everybody else, and how wonderful it is that although some of those lives are quite sad, including Nick Hitchin dying comparatively young, the variety of them is something worth celebrating.